mentors, aspiring entrepreneurs. It is an honor to be here today with you to contribute to the Jumbo E4 Connect Mentorship Program. Special thanks to Ibrahim Adem, Mohamed Jao, and Ms. Aida Mendy for inviting me and organizing this incredible initiative. Today, our talk is going to be around entrepreneurial mindset mastery from vision to victory. I'm not going to give a lecture. I'm going to talk about stories that we can resonate to. Well, I think that would help us more than anything else. This journey of entrepreneurship is more than just starting a business. It's about developing a mindset that drives success and impacts our society positively. What is a vision? Let me give you some few stories about what I think we can all agree with. And today I want to focus on women entrepreneurs. Fatu Kamara, Fatu's journey exemplified the transformative power of a vision and an entrepreneurial mindset. She started as a host of the Fatu Show on the Gambia television, and she broke barriers in the Gambian media. With a relentless drive to create impactful journalism, she founded the Fatu Network in 2014, where she produced the show and presented the morning show. She conducted interviews, edited news articles, and bring crucial stories to the life of all of us in the Gambia and abroad. Her transition from employee to successful entrepreneur underscores the profound impact of her clear vision. I think yesterday she hosted one of the biggest events in the Gambia, the Heroes Award. From advising the president as then the press secretary to coordinating key programs at the US Embassy while she worked there in Banjul, Fatu gained an invaluable skill. Her story proves that with a strong vision and unwavering determination, anything is possible. So you also should have that mindset and determination that whatever happens is possible for you to be successful. Fatu rose from an employee to the CEO of her own media company, shows that her vision and courage was clear. You can achieve extraordinary success and make a significant impact on your society. Another inspiring story I want to share with you is Ida Fall. I hope you guys heard of her. Ida's story is a powerful example of turning your passion into entrepreneurship in the field dominated, especially in her field, dominated by men. Growing up, Ida was fascinated by cars and mechanical tools. She pursued her passion and became a skilled mechanic. As we would say in Wolof parlance, she became a fitter. Ida's journey began at Alice Garage and Mechanical Express Garage, where she specialized in vehicle diagnosis, ECU programming, and general car maintenance. Her expertise and dedication led her to complete the Mandela Fellowship at Northwestern University, Kellogg School of Management, where she learned valuable skills and networking. Driven by her vision to make automotive services more accessible, Ida founded Fitafal. You can look her up on Facebook, a digital marketplace for buying and selling vehicles and connecting with qualified auto mechanics. As CEO of Fitafal, she provides efficient emergency repair solutions, revolutionizing the automotive industry in the Gambia. Most of us grew up not imagining a woman being a fitter, let alone a woman running her own garage and being the CEO. Ida's transition from technician to entrepreneur underscores the importance of having a clear vision and an entrepreneurial mindset. Her journey demonstrates that with passion, resilience, and a commitment to continuous learning is critical. Continuous learning is critical. Anyone can transform your dreams into successful ventures and make significant impact in your community. How important is a vision? A strong vision acts as a North Star. It guides you through challenges and keeps you focused on your goals. However, having a vision is just the starting point. It's just like having a dream and waking up and doing something about your dream. Think about your own vision. What do you see yourself achieving? How do you see yourself dreaming to be that successful entrepreneur in whatever career you want to be in? Your vision should inspire you every day and drive you to push yourself beyond your limits. Defining an entrepreneurial mindset, which is characterized by resilience, as I said earlier, adaptability, and a relentless pursuit of growth. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. It's like the game you just did earlier. Key traits and skills. First, you should have resilience, because I can tell you, it's more difficult than just taking exams and passing or taking exams and failing. There are endless nights that you might not even sleep as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs face setbacks. It is how you respond to these setbacks that defines your success. Second, you have to be adaptable. The business landscape is always changing. Being able to pivot and adapt is crucial. Maybe you started with this, then people were asking you that, you see, how do you supply that? You have to have a growth mindset. This means continuous learning and evolving. Never set for the status quo, always set the bar higher. In my own journey, I faced numerous challenges that require constant adaptation. If market conditions would change and shift, a very clear example of this is the GSM network in the Gambia. I'm not sure how many of you were born when Gamtel started, but I suppose, I just want to have a quick raise of hands. How many of you have used a scratch card? How many of you use scratch card now? Huh? It's gone. Nopal. Yes, scratch card. You buy it. If you have a okay, hold on, let me explain. Hello? Let me explain. If you have a SIM card, you need to buy credit. Now you call Abdu. Abdu, your name $100. Before, no, you go to a corner shop or you go to an internet cafe, you buy this small card, it has a thing, you scratch it, you put it in, then your credit goes. But the market conditions have gone. It's digitalized. You don't go around the street seeing scratch cards all over the place. And new competitors emerge, testing your resilience and adaptability. One notable experience I had between 2013 and 2015, when with some partners we invested in the groundnut trading business. So every year between those 3 years, from late November, early December, we'll move to URR. This industry was incredibly challenging. Fraud was issues from purchasing, not to delivering to the GGC depot. My background is that of a chartered accountant. My partner also the same. Despite our innovative approaches, we used a lot of Excel to do data analysis on the granules. The expertise we brought in didn't matter. We ultimately decided that this was not the right journey for us. So in 2015, we abandoned the groundnut trading business. This experience taught me that failure should not be seen as the end. That failure in the groundnut business taught me a lot. Instead, failure should be seen as a great teacher. It provides you invaluable lessons and helps you shape more resilient and knowledgeable entrepreneur. So please don't be afraid to fail. Embrace it as part of your growth. From vision to execution, turning your visions into action is important. A vision without action is merely a dream. To bring your vision to life, take concrete steps. For instance, you can decide that you want to wake up at 4 a.m. or 5. You can sleep till 6 or 7 and then rush like everybody else, but you can wake up at 5 and decide to program yourself, your day, and your event for the rest of the thing. You have a 2-hour advantage compared to others. Consider Steve Jobs, who turned his vision of using a friendly technology into the revolutionary products of Apple. His vision started when he saw his daughter carrying a Walkman. I can assure you, most of you people probably have never seen that yellow Walkman from Sony. It used to be big, and every time you have to put cassette there, rewind it. That's where they started with the iPod, a small device that can carry over 1,000 songs in your pocket. So it was a vision that he saw. Strategic planning is important. Begin with a solid business plan. Outline your goals, your targeted market, and your strategies. Although some people have been successful without business plans. This plan is your roadmap to success. While some entrepreneurs have thrived without a formal plan, having one increases your chances of success. Building a team. You just saw what you did earlier, the team exercise. No entrepreneur succeeds alone. Surround yourself with a team that shares your vision and complements your skills. Collaboration is essential. Build a diverse support team because, like a successful football team, full cooperation is needed from everyone. I always like to ask this question. Let me see, Awaba. So, what's your favorite football team? Yes. Or you don't watch football? Who is a fan of football? No, I wanted the ladies, not the boys. Okay, you there. Manchester United. Okay, let me ask you a very important. All right, let me ask you a very important question. What's your name? Mariama. Who is the most important person in Manchester United? Who? Who? Ras. So that's what you think. But he's not. You know why? The cleaner that washes and irons his jerseys is the most important person, and the doctor. You know why? If Rashford wants to go into this field, do you think he would go into the field with sweaty, dirty jerseys? But have you seen the cleaner on the field? If he is not healthy and doesn't get signed off by the team doctor, he will not be allowed to play. Have you ever seen the team doctor on the field? That's why I say team are important parts of success. In football, from cleaners to the coaches, from the trainers to the team captain, they're all part of a successful team. Just like Warren Buffett. I hope all of you know Warren Buffett. Google him. He's one of the richest men in the world, who built a team of talented individuals, who said that your success depends on the collection of your efforts with your team, not you alone. Execution and irritation of your vision is important. You need to execute your plan with precision, but be prepared to irritate. The first version of your product or your service is rarely perfect. As Mr. Drame mentioned earlier, you're selling Wanjo or Bui. Somebody comes and tell you there's too much sugar, or the taste is this, or that is that. Don't see normally like in Gambia, they'll say kida for body affair white, kida for soft. No. Take that as a feedback to develop your product so that your product would be seen as the best. So that people will refer you to and say, by the way, Demal Simburo Akara Alasan Manebi. You see, you're not paying attention. I just called your name and you missed it. What did I say, Alasan? Exactly. But next time, it's important to be focused. Learn from feedbacks and continuously improve and pivot if you see an opportunity. If you're selling Buru Akara, somebody's asking for Wanjo with it. Bring Wanjo along. The greatest entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos, who have evolved Amazon from an online bookstore to a global e-commerce giant, know how to adapt and innovate. The next step is overcoming challenges. Facing and embracing challenges is important. Challenges are inevitable. Instead of fearing them, embrace them as learning opportunities. Encouragement. Remember, every challenge you overcome builds your resilience and brings you one step closer to the victory. If you see a challenge you succeed, pat yourself and congratulate yourself, encourage your team members. It helps them have a positive vibe. Victory. What is victory? Victory is not just about financial success. It's about the impact you make and the lives you touch. This is very important. To be victorious, you have to be able to sustain your success. To sustain success, continue innovating and giving feedback to your community. Maybe somebody selling here lunch could have a small app that would ask people, what would you like to eat? Instead of him bringing a whole pan of fish cake, maybe some people like meat pie or they like something with something else. You could come up with an idea where you can look at some of the vendors that are selling to the university. How do you partner with them? Because the university, you have a captive audience of students coming in, they are rushing, they want to rush to their classes, they want to go and attend lectures. Maybe they prefer something else, they don't want to waste their time asking this lady what. You could have a simple database of one of the most or the three most wanted items, and you can partner with a small woman who sells some of these things and say, "Neko money, munna dimole pour yoka senjai through this and this." So innovation is very important in entrepreneurial journey. An entrepreneur's journey is ongoing, and true victory lies in the continual growth and contribution. As you embark on your entrepreneurial journeys, keep your vision clear, master your mindset, take decisive actions, and embrace challenge. Your victory will not only be in your success, but in the positive change you bring to the world. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts and insights with you. And I look forward to seeing incredible ventures coming out from you and the impact you'll have in your communities. And hope one day we'll come across and you'll tell me that Sunday, when you came to UTG, you inspired me to do this or to do that. I thank you, and God bless the Gambia. So now we can have question and answer. Please don't be shy. I'm here to listen to you, take ideas from you, and also help develop your ideas. Okay? So who's going to throw out the first question? Who's going to throw out the first question? Yes. Stand up. Thank you. My biggest weakness. That's a very good question. I tend to be maybe too overstructured sometimes. And I think it helps, but sometimes it can be a little bit of a burden around people that we work with. So when them called me last week, I told him, I'm sorry, I already programmed myself for Sunday, so I couldn't make it. But I've committed to come this Sunday, so I made sure that I structured my schedule, my timetable. Even coming here, because normally I go for exercise Sunday mornings. I could not go for my morning walk, but I decided to walk from my house to here, and I'm going to walk back. So I'll achieve this coming to meet with you amazing young people, and at the same time exercise. So I think I'm a little bit overstructured sometimes, Mariama, but that's a very good question. Sure. Hold on, I think he has a mic for the question, so it'll be easier.
My question is, as an entrepreneur, is a two-part question. One, have you been in a stage where you were seeking investment? And two, have you been at a stage where you are now offering investment to others? The second part is, what are the things that the people you were looking forward to have investment from, what were they looking for? And you now, as an investor, what are the things that you look for so that young entrepreneurs have? Because what we have in the Gambia is you will see a lot of brilliant minds, a lot of brilliant ideas, and they're like, oh, I want someone to invest in. You pitch to someone that you feel like they have the finances, but for somehow, it's always like you cannot get the investment. So, what is the lapses that we are missing? So,
Okay, Ida, you're Ida.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. And I'm part of an investment club in the Gambia called Gambia Angel Investors Network. And there we invest in local Gambian entrepreneurs. I don't do it directly, but I do invest through GAIN. Myself, over the last couple of years that I've been in business, I've tried to raise money. Sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it fails. But what I have learned, and I think anybody around this table should look into it, is that people will give you their money if you have a minimum viable product. Today, if you say you want to start, let's say, selling chocolate to UTG students, maybe UTG have a couple of thousand students. You don't have that capacity. But you can start with selling chocolate during Ramadan to your neighborhood. And make sure when you're selling to your neighbors, you have the data. That I started with 2 compounds, then 3, I had 5 customers, then 10. This is what my input was. My mom helped me. The cost of your mom helping should also be calculated as an expense. So when you put together a minimum viable product, you should be able to raise money. Although in Gambia, unfortunately, we don't have the capital market that allows people to raise certain kind of equity. But I think it is something that is evolving. But then you can also raise money through friends and family. You know, although sometimes me and my Sarahole, for my Sarahole brothers and sisters to get money out of their hands and the body bookers is a challenge and they fool us. But you know, you have to be able to sell your product for people to believe what you're doing is viable for them to invest in it. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. My question is it that you invested into the groundnut industry and you failed? Okay, if yes, from that failure in particular, did you realize what made you fail? I mean, if you were to go back on that business, what will you do differently?
Omar, thank you. Um, my parents are from URR. I go there on holidays. I see the challenge farmers face. So I thought that I could go into the business and make things better. But I learned a lot of things that today, if I went back to the to that business, I would not be buying granules to sell to the GGC. I would buy granules to add value in it and convert it into um, products. So what we learn is by the time you buy the granules and pack them, when they come with their granules, you filter it and weigh it. Then you stack it, sometimes for a few days, sometimes for a week, depending on the area and access to transport. By the time you send it to the depot to sell it to GGC, because of the heat, some of the granules will lose weight. So we had an Excel spreadsheet that listed every village we bought granules from, what we weighed, how much we paid for it, what we gave, what we delivered to the depot. And every evening, when we come back home, myself and my partner, Idijata, we would look at every kind of model on the Excel. We did it for about 3 years. Then we realized that, look, buying granules and selling it to GGC is, is good, but it would be great if you can take that granule that you buy from the farmers, turn it into oil, soap, and other products that would allow you to pay the farmers better, improve their lifestyle. It would allow you to create jobs. It would allow you to add value in locally produced. That's what I've learned from there. Thank you, Omar.
Okay.
sorry, pink then yellow scarf. Yeah, okay. So I can't see your name, so I'm sorry. I have to use something to identify you.
You can
Yeah.
state your
No,
name.
it's behind you, then you next.
You can say your name.
Okay. Oh, anyway, my name is Saini Mare. What advice do you have for like when it comes to saving? Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving in a business.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it?
Do not save what is left. You save then
Yeah, after spending.
after spending.
Yeah.
You said it's shady body.
Saini Mare.
Shady man. That's a very wise quote. But I think you already said the answer there, but we can talk about it little.
I mean the advice that you can give.
No, I'm saying I think you have the answer there, but we'll talk about it a little bit. So
Can I go back to my question?
no, think about it this way. You have $100 as a business person that you made. You have a choice because you have to separate the business as an entity from you as an individual. You can take that $100 and say, look, I am going to invest back in the business and grow it by adding to my products. Or you can take that $100 and say, I'm going to take $50 and spend it on myself and buy myself a nice ice cream. How do you think the business would evolve if you continue that for 5, 10 years compared to if you take that $100 and reinvest it in the business and decide, okay, I can't afford ice cream, I'll just drink water or wonder or something else. I think that's why I said your question has the answer in there. I think in business, your profits should be reinvested and you should also save money for future capital investment in the business. But that's a good question. Thank you. Yes, you.
Okay, I have two questions. The first one is, apart from being the CEO of JFIN, what other business are you into right now? And the second one is, this is a challenge to me and probably to other young entrepreneurs. How do you save money? In that case, you are in need of that money. Will you be saving while you are in need of that money? Because sometimes it happens like you save money, but often you want to use the money. Should you be going to people to do credit or beg while you want to save? What
Okay.
advice do you give?
So I'll start with the second question. Saving money should be a culture and a habit that people develop. But the purpose of the saving or how you save is something that the mindset is important. Today, a lot of people would prefer to invest in what I would call the Instagram factor. People see you have a nice, beautiful scarf. Every day you have a new scarf, every day you have a new shirt, every day, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're going to borrow money to do that. And you depleting that business, the opportunity from your business. Rather than sacrifice it and say that, look, for the next 6 months, I will not buy any new clothes. Although then the people in the fashion business will have a problem because if they don't have clients, it's another issue. But then I think what you say, I will summarize it that you need to sacrifice today to build up tomorrow. The simplest scenario is like trying to plant a tree. If you plant a tree, you have to water it, protect it. Eventually, you'll have a shade to sit under. But if you don't plant the tree, if you don't water it, the money that you were supposed to invest in the tree, the fertilizer and that stuff, you decide to spend it onto something else, it might not give you that reward. The first question, I work for JFIN. I'm part of the management team and one of the co-founders. I also have other investments in other things, and I sit on some boards, and I do a lot of volunteering. I'm also co-founder of Koringo. Koringo is also a digital app. But then I'm also the treasurer of the Gambia National Olympic Committee, and I'm also a Rotarian. So I do a lot of other things. Yeah. Oh, you want me to scream? Okay, I'll try and scream for the next time. Sorry. Yes. Thank you. Okay, there.
Yes, I am Omar Ba. So, as a seasoned investor, looking at our economic in this country, which sector would you advise for one to invest as a startup?
Okay, Omar, what do you like to spend your money and your time on?
Something I am passionate about.
No, no, what do you like to spend today? If I give you $500, what would you spend it on? Agriculture to provide food. Gardening. Okay. So those products, how many people do you think are willing to buy it? Exactly. So you already have an answer. No, hold on, I'm coming there. Because what happens, I don't know whether you guys follow, is it Mawia's farm? Online. I don't know the guy, but he's doing amazing thing. On a 25 by 25 meter plot, he's doing amazing this pepper. What do you call this pepper again? Guana pepper. And most of his friends were laughing at him when he started it. But today he's selling thousands of dollars a day in that product. So now he seems to have a passion for that. If you have passion for football, if you have passion for teaching, if you have passion for anything, every potential career could be a business. Did any of you go to Mrs. Ndau school? How many of you? Mrs. Ndau did not start as a businesswoman. She started as a teacher. But that passion drove her to build one of the most successful businesses in the Gambia that has lasted over 50 years and have educated a whole group of people across the country. So I think when it comes to specific specific business, I would always tell you that look at what you like, look at the market potential, see how sustainable or viable it is, then go into it. But don't see Abdul printing T-shirts. You say, Abdul Aferam time let me start printing T-shirts. But you don't know the person of Abdul. Maybe he's an artist. So I would advise you to look at your talent and your passion to go into business. Thank you. Mayamuna, we want to charge you. This is your second question.
Thank you so much. I am Sheriff Jallo.
Yes,
All right, I
Jalo.
have two questions for you. One is, as an as a CEO of JFN, how do you create something of value to your customers? The second question is, as an investor, that is member of angel investor, what are the stake rates you involve in, provided that that particular business succeeds?
What are the?
The rate of the stake, no stake.
Okay. So I'll start with the second question. The way the gain investment works, we normally have a group of people that filter and administer the potential businesses that we invest in. Dry used to be one of them. He's now part of the gain investors. And based on your requirements, especially that you have a minimum viable product, we would invite you to do a pitch across. It's normally done online. People join from all over. There are Gambians all over the world that are part of it. And based on the question and answers and what you have answered, if you convince us, then we'll invest. Then the second round would be people that are interested would do a deep dive. A deep dive means that they'll go in detail. They'll ask you questions. You might sweat if you don't know your facts. If you know your facts, you'll deliver. Then the start stage is negotiate in terms of what percentage do you want to sell, what is the value. So that's the process. In terms of JFIN, what we have done, we have been working for the past 20 years to increase access to finance. Today in URR, there were communities that they used to travel probably about a whole day to have access to their remittances sent by their loved ones. We have opened branches there, albeit with the challenges to make sure that people, when they leave their house, they can walk comfortably to a JFIN branch and collect their money transfer and use it for their own purpose. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Stan. Okay. I am Sultan. So my question is definitely based on when it comes to investment analysis. That is per se, we believe that in economics, the higher the investment, the higher the return, which maybe can be the opposite when it has to be calculated investment. So comparing the Gambian market, where I actually attended like a World Bank conference, and then the CBG guy was there, and they are saying that the rate that banks is now banks does not actually like to give, according to Mr. Abdullah Toure, one of your angel investors guy, was saying that now banks find it difficult to be able to even give loans to startup entrepreneurs. That is a rate of 21%. So as an entrepreneur that is trying to grow up, as part of the angel investors, which we know that if we want to take loan from the bank, it's even harder. You're even trying to put yourself in more debt than outcome. So what are your advice on young youths, and what is the possible way that angel investors can actually try to be able to tackle that for entrepreneurs? That is the young entrepreneurs. My second question will center more on, you actually ventured into money market. That is the money transfer as given. So we know that when it comes to the aspect of e-commerce in terms of money, everyone is trying to go in for it. What actually make you stand out than any other that the Gambians should actually see as a vision in next years to come? Thank you.
The second one, I'll start with the second one. We try to make sure we provide the best services to our customers so that they can come back. And we don't want to see them as customers. We want to see them as clients. I hope you know the difference. Yes. And it's difficult, it's very competitive. So every day you have to come up with a creative way of serving the clients. And I have a very good team that I've worked with. Some of them started as cashiers, and today they're part of the management that runs the business. Some of them actually are students at UTG, and they're doing amazing work. He was in my office, so he saw quite a handful of young people there. Regarding the access to finance, it's challenging in Gambia and most other countries in the world. But I think Gambia, the biggest challenge we have, if I want to give you my money as a loan, regardless of whether I'm a bank or I'm an investor, I need to have data. I need to have facts. And in Gambia, it's difficult to put together data. And the cost of financing from the banks is high, and the bank's monies is a little bit technical, so I cannot get into it here in detail. The bank's monies and startup businesses is a mismatch, where they also are kind of, their hands are tied by regulation, because you saving your money there, when you go and collect it or you want to withdraw it, they have to be able to provide it to you. So that mismatch and startup funding is different. So I was one time president of the Chamber of Commerce, and we were trying to promote an initiative whereby a youth entrepreneurship fund, like a funding for youth entrepreneurs, would happen. I think the Chamber is still working on that. But other than that, one can look at other options outside the traditional market. Friends and family, neighbors, partners, to mitigate your risk. But I can tell you, as a startup business in the Gambia or in the world, it's very difficult to raise funding. Out of the one that succeeds, there's probably thousands that they've said no to. Unfortunately, that's just the reality. Thank you. Kadi, we'll come back to you. Kadi has a question.
Sorry.
All right, can we listen to Kadi's question? Sorry. Kadi, can you stand up?
Yeah. Okay. If you invest in a particular business, do you normally demand a percentage from the business or from the individual? If you invest after investing in that business.
So let me tell you, do you have any business, you, Kadi? No, stand up.
No.
Would you like to start a business?
Yeah.
What kind of business would you like to start?
Poultry business.
Poultry business.
Yeah.
So when you start the poultry business, let's say you call it Nyasi Poultry. Okay? That poultry business should be different from Kadi Nyasi. You should have your own bank account, and Nyasi Poultry should have its own bank account. It should have its own assets and liabilities. So the investor is investing in Nyasi Poultry with your vision, and they would own part of that thing. That is what they would, you give them shares or equity. Or they can give you a loan whereby when you make profits, you repay the loan based on, you have to negotiate it.
with interest?
Well, you have to negotiate it based on the individual, whether they want interest or a share of the profits. So it all depends on how good your negotiation skills are.
Okay. Thank you.
Who else has a question? Wait, I'll come back to you. I'll be biased. You have a question? Stand up.
These two, they're just dominating the question
No, don't worry.
and
I'll
answer
go
session there.
Stand up.
My
You have to scream.
Speak louder.
my question is that you say you are an angel investor. The term angel investor, I don't understand. Is it that you invest in a business secretly? Because we have, like, in partnership business, those who are secret partners, they invest in a business without people knowing it, but they are part of the profit. So is it that you are one of those people, or
What's the Khadija, right here? No, angel investors is basically a term that is derived by people that invest in a very early stage of the business. They take huge risk. So it's not secret, but they normally hold a very small percentage of the business, and they believe in the vision of the founder. So it's not secretive, but you can also agree in terms of what structure the investment could be put together in. Thank you.
Guys,
It looks like you have to go back to them. They're the only ones putting up their hands.
so all of you are satisfied? All of you are satisfied? Okay. Are you sure? Who has a question? You have a question? Heaven, I will come to you. No. Hold on. Speak louder, please.
Yeah, okay.
All right, can you?
What advice will you like to give out to people that want to join partnership corporation, the advantage and the disadvantage, and what are the risks, like the steps people should know before going into a partnership corporation with anyone or any company?
So in partnership, the most important thing is trust factor. If you have doubt with your partner, whether it's personal, business, education, your study partner, don't go into it. That's the simplest advice. So ko olu dan bul boka mom wala so na nga ubi sa bena buddi.
All right. Provided there's no question. You have one.
Okay, one. Madam, I think it looks like they're hungry.
It seems like.
So one question and we'll go.
Memuna Jallo, what advice do you have for us as an entrepreneur to see our visions into reality?
So Maimuna, what would you like to do? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years?
I want to be an accountant.
Okay. So you have a choice to be an accountant. You'll have to go join an accounting firm, practice, or go and join a business, or go and be an employee. Once you become an employee, you're no more an entrepreneur. So do you want to start your own accounting firm?
I want to be an accountant, and I want to also be an entrepreneur.
I know. What kind of, but accounting is business. You can provide advisory services, you can provide audit services, you can provide tax services, you can provide business plan design. So don't look at accounting as just a career. Look at it as an opportunity whereby you can start your own advisory business, employ people, manage businesses for other people, and make money. Okay? So think about it. That's why I'm asking you, what do you see? In 5 years' time, next 5 years, you go and get a job somewhere. Within 10 years, you want to start your own accounting firm advising people. Within 15 years, you want to expand your practice. Think about it that way. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jagana. Please give me a round of applause.